Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. I'm Jim, and this is the 100th unboxing video since we opened. Our first day of operation was April 27th, 2020, at least online. And since then, including this one, 100 times we've said hello and unboxed some boxes that our distributors sent us with games and showed you what we now have new in stock and restocked, and special orders galore and all that fun stuff. Now we have pre-orders arriving. That is exciting. That was something we weren't doing when we first opened. So it's a special milestone for us. Thank you to everybody who's been watching these videos. It's a lot of fun, and thanks for all your feedback. Do tell your friends about this channel. We'd love to get the subscriber counts up so that we can start taking advantage of more of YouTube's capabilities. Yeah, so let's get to it. We have 16 boxes from 4 different shipments, lots of full cases, lots of special orders, lots of pre-orders. Enough talking, let's get right to it. First up, like I told you, our next video would have Sleeping Gods, and here they are. So all but one of these are already spoken for from pre-orders. We were only able to get one more copy than we had pre-orders sold, even though we ordered a lot more than that. Apparently we'll get more in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and we look forward to that. This is a very cool new game by Ryan Lockett, a cooperative narrative campaign game. Very, very cool. This one is a special order. This is In the Hall of the Mountain King. It is a game by Burnt Island Games. Yep, 2 to 5 players. By Jay Cormier. There you go. So that's special order restock. We have a couple more copies of Under Falling Skies. This is a award-winning solo game that can also be played as a group of people. Very, very fun, and we've sold a ton of this, and invite you to come check it out. All right, so here we have a restock of the 5 to 6 player extension for Catan, the latest edition of Catan. We recently ran out, and so there we go. Yeah, if you are one of the, we've actually been selling a lot more of that than I was expecting lately, because, you know, a lot of people aren't really getting together with big numbers, but enough are that we needed to get more because we already sold out. All right, so here is a restock of Obscurio, which is a really fun cooperative game, kind of similar but different to Mysterium. And how many does this play? I have still not played this, sadly. 2 to 8 players. But Lucas and I are constantly talking about how this is one of the first games that we want to play when we can get back together and play games. It looks really, really fun, and one that we're, again, looking forward to trying out soon. Then a restock of Sheriff of Nottingham, which is one of my favorite games. I would say this is a party game, but it's also a hobbyist game. Very, very accessible to new people. You're basically bluffing constantly about what goods you're bringing to the market in Nottingham, and the sheriff, depending on how much they believe you, they're going to inspect your bag of goods or not. And every turn the sheriff roll rotates, and so you are trying to convince your friend that really it's just a bag full of apples I'm bringing to the market, when really you've got contraband. It's a lot of fun. Next up, restock of Catan Jr., which was out of stock for a while, both from us and at the distributor. Actually, wait, was this one of the, maybe this wasn't one of the ones that was out of stock here. I can't remember, but anyway, always like to have Catan Jr. here because it is a very, very fun version of Catan, and I even know some adults that prefer this to the full version, which is very interesting. There you go, Catan Jr. Excellent. So we have a special ordered Disney Villainous, I think it's Perfectly Wretched, for somebody here in town who is a big fan of Villainous. We haven't been stocking these expansions, but we can get almost all of them, almost all in stock. So just let us know if you want them, and we'll definitely bring them in for you. Now, I thought maybe it is new packaging. It looks very similar to me, but I thought there was different packaging now for Hey, That's My Fish. Yeah, it looks quite similar. I don't know. But anywho, this was also special ordered. We brought in one extra copy of Hey, That's My Fish. Really fun game that's aimed at kids, but I know adults that like playing this game just as much, either with or without their kids, in fact. 2 to 4 player game by Fantasy Flight. And now I think almost every single unboxing in the last 3 or 4 months has at least some copies of Unmatched, and this is no exception. Jurassic Park Ingen versus Raptors has some really cool minis and a map. You can play this standalone or mix it in with all the other Unmatched sets. Next up, we have some Marvel Crisis Protocol special orders. So first we have Venom, which looks very cool. And then we have Mr. Sinister, a villain from the X-Men world. Brings me back to my childhood. He was a popular villain back when I was a teenager and collecting X-Men. And there's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, who are also recently featured in the Marvel Champions Living Card Game by Fantasy Flight. So this one's by Atomic Mass, which is also under the same Asmodee umbrella. But yeah, these are all special ordered. Marvel Crisis Protocol is very cool, and we have more and more people playing it in town. So I'm happy to bring those in for anybody who wants them. Just so you know. Okay, so it says here After the Empire on the box, which will be exciting for me, because if that's the case, you know, and it is, one of these will be for me. I am still a board gamer. I'm still a collector, even though I haven't been able to play lately. Oh, brother. There we go. There they are, After the Empire. I was really sad, actually, when we sold the last copy last time, because I had finally decided that I wanted a copy for myself, and then within like 5 minutes, somebody bought the last copy online. And we have to wait a little while to get them back in, but here they are. After the Empire by Evan Halbert, Ryan Mauk, and by Grey Fox Games. Very cool looking game, and this will be high on my list for sure. I'll have to rustle up some people to play it with me, but I can't wait. Really cool game. If you want it, check out meeples.ca or come into the store while we have it. It will not last long, I promise you. First up, we have a bunch more. Wow. What is this? Air Elemental. Holy moly, that is so neat. I guess you don't even paint that, right? That's an Air Elemental. That is a special. All of these miniatures are special ordered for the same person who loves D&D minis, and with good reason. Basilisk and Grell, and a Grick and Grick Alpha. There you go. And vampires. Who doesn't need vampires? I know we need vampires because of what's going to be unboxed a little bit later. More vampires and more vampires. So big vampire crew going on here. All of these are special ordered. Excited to add these to the ones that we received with our last shipment for that person. Put those away, but there's even more actually. Wow, there's more vampires. I don't know if I ordered that many vampires. I'll have to look into that. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Manticore, look at the wings on that, so cool. This is nice, nicer than I was expecting. Flesh Golem. And we have here Bandits. I really like these ones. These ones make a lot of sense for NPCs and villains. Very cool. And there's a giant spider and egg clutch. Very neat. I found even another miniature set here. Bandits in the box as well. Another Bandits. Okay, next up we have a new game. This is Battle Bears, the board game. And this is designed by Brendan McCaskill. This is from Brendan McCaskill, like I said, of Kelowna, who is a friend of the cafe, and we are big fans of his games. And this is, I believe, another game similar to Last Man Standing, which I think was their last one, which is like it's a battle royale style game. So if you like battle royale video games, then come and check out Battle Bears, the board game by Brendan McCaskill and Jonathan Thwaites. There you go, we've got a couple of those. We also have another special order, Stoner Fluxx, a card game about weed and freedom. So special ordered, not something that we're stocking, but something that we can get in quite easily. Point Salad, a nice restock of Point Salad, which is one of our favorite quick filler games. You can play this game in like 10 minutes, and it's a great starter game. Maybe you play this while you're waiting for your friends to arrive before you play something else, or maybe you just play this all night because it's super fun and easy, and you can definitely play this with a few drinks in you, no problem, and it's a lot of fun. And you can play this from 2 to 6 players, and I've played it at probably all of those player counts, and it's just awesome at all player counts. You can teach anybody this game in about 30 seconds, and I'm not kidding. And you can play it over and over and over again and not get sick of it. It's really, really fun. Continuing with the special order theme, we have the 2nd edition. Wait, is this 2nd edition? It's supposed to be 2nd edition. I think it is. This box is definitely different than the box I had, because I have this game, TAC. I think this is the 2nd edition. This is as featured in Patrick Rothfuss's The Kingkiller Chronicle. This is a game that was written about in that book, and then the designer decided, let's actually make this a real game, and they found a game designer and they made it into a real game, and it is actually really fun. It's a really cool abstract strategy game. So yeah, it was James Ernest that helped him out with that. This is neat. So we've been waiting for this for a while. There was a bit of a mix-up at the distributor getting it out to us. So thank you to the customer for being very patient, waiting for this to arrive. Next up, we have another special order. This is Favor of the Pharaoh. I know nothing about this game. I was just really happy to be able to bring this in. I looked and found it at the same distributor, obviously. It's in the same box. And yeah, so there we go. This is a Tom Lehman game, and I am a big fan of Tom Lehman, so I would probably like this game. Also developed by Ted Alspach, who did Suburbia and so many other great games. So it's probably a great game, but I'm gonna have to do some reading about it because it sounds neat. Next up, we have some more restocks of Unmatched. We have the original set, Volume 1, Legend. Oh no, this is Cobble Fog. This is the original set, Volume 1, Battle of Legends, Volume 1. So these are, of course, mix and matchable in any way. You can take any of the 4 figures from there and mix them with any of the 4 figures in this one. And that's what I love about this game. Well, one of the many things I love about this game. Then we have some restocks of some of the Exit varieties that we had run out of, including the House of Riddles, there we go, and the Sunken Treasure, the Haunted Roller Coaster, and the Mysterious Museum. There we go. It's been a little while since we've had Scoundrels of Skullport, so we brought that back in along with the base game, Lords of Waterdeep. Amazing worker placement game, very accessible. If you have somebody who's dabbled in a little bit of board games and you want to show them something really neat, and you want to get them into worker placement games, then I highly recommend Lords of Waterdeep. Even if they're not D&D players, it's a D&D themed game, but it really doesn't matter. It's just a game, and it's very, very, very fun. And you can play this one for years. Trust me, we have and still enjoy playing it. And if you are interested in these games, then I would highly recommend Scoundrels of Skullport. I think it's an essential expansion. Not in the sense that you can't enjoy the game without it, but once you play with it, you'll never want to play without it. So yeah, it's just awesome. Okay, first of all, we have Anachrony, Future Imperfect. I'm a little bit miffed because I was supposed to get the other expansion as well, whose name escapes me right now. For some reason, they don't have it for me. I don't know what to say. I literally ordered this in May of 2020. I've waited an entire year and they still don't have it. So I have 2 copies of this, but I don't have the other one. I hope I can get that soon, but I have no idea. I have another copy of Redcap Ruckus, which looks like a really, really fun dexterity game, and one that I look forward to seeing people play here at the cafe once we can do that again. A finagle and finesse game, it says, by WizKids. Have a restock of the starter set for D&D. Somebody came in a couple weekends ago and bought our last copy. So there we go. If you're wanting to get in with a gentle introduction to D&D, this is what you want. Here we have another long-awaited special order. This is Alien Warriors for the Aliens, either RPG, or I think you might even be able to use this with the new board game, the Aliens board game. can't remember the name of it. Something Glorious. Anyway, for that as well. And then we waited an extra long time for this as well. This is a organizer for Spirit Island and or Jagged Earth. So this is a folded space organizer, very easy to put together. It's just foam core that's shaped specifically for the containers for all the pieces you need to put away for Spirit Island. We have a restock of Taco Cat spelled backwards, which is a cool game whose box is a board, and it's about a cat who's also a taco. And it's a clever card matchups game. There you go, it's not a spelling game. Obviously, why would it be a spelling game? It only says spelled on the box. Next up, we have Sagani. Yeah, Sagani, this is Uwe Rosenberg. I love Uwe Rosenberg games, and I'm very excited about this one. I think one of these is already spoken for, but the rest, we have 4 of them here. The rest will be available in store at meeples.ca. This is a 1 to 4 player game, and you can see it has some special elements, as is almost always the case with Uwe Rosenberg games. Forward to trying this one out someday. Myself, big fan of Uwe. There we go. All right, after that last box that brought me down a little bit, getting all annoyed about Anachrony, I thought, here's a good palette cleanser. Calico, this will make me happy again, because this is an amazingly fun game. This is designed by Kevin Russ, art by illustrated by Beth Sopel from Flat Out Games, and published by AEG. This sold like hotcakes last summer and fall, and I did not have the chance to play it until literally last week when I finally got to play it. Cheryl and I have played it already 4 times. Both absolutely love this game. We understand why it is so popular. I think this game is going to be right up there with Wingspan in the next year in terms of recognition and popularity, and for good reason. Turns out it's an abstract strategy game, but it is a very cool puzzly game. You are trying to place these little hex patches on your quilt board, and you're trying to do that in the way that will attract cats the best, and the cats will let you know what patterns they like the best and what orientation and grouping and colors they like the best, and you're trying to place them on the board such that you can maximize as many of those scoring opportunities as you can to get the best score. Very fun game, and we have brought in a whole lot of them, and we're very excited to finally have it. We also still have a couple copies in French, so if you want a French copy, we have that as well. Here's just another box of Calico. There we go. All right, so we have 1 copy of one copy of Clask in here, and this is a very fun 2-player dexterity game. It's like air hockey, but you have a little magnet thing under the table that you use to move the paddle around on top of the table, and you're trying to get the ball to go in the hole. It is designed in Denmark, and it is very fun, and as you can see on the back of the box, you can even play it in a freezing cold lake for some reason. I don't know why you'd want to do that. That's not for me, but maybe it is for you. Next up here is part 3, which means in a box coming up we'll have, oh, maybe it's right here. They are in here, hold on. Here we have part 3, part 3, part 3, part 2, there we go. Part 2, White Sleep, and part 3, The Fate of Leopold. This is in the 50 Clues series, which includes here, Pendulum of the Dead was the first part, so we now have all 3 parts of this 50 Clues series. This is like a escape room type game. Also have a restock of the Lux and Tenebrae expansion for Res Arcana, which will be opening in a box very shortly. Adds new places of power, new magic items, and other things for the game. It is a very good little expansion. Feels right at home, not a major change to the game, but just some really nice additions if you want some more variety for Res Arcana. which is an amazing game, also by Tom Lehman, who did that Favor of the Pharaoh game. Love Res Arcana. Next up is Carcassonne Big Box. This is pretty much the most important game in our family's history. It's the first game that we played, and we have played darn near all of these expansions. There's some of these little mini expansions that this comes with we haven't tried yet. But Carcassonne is awesome. It is a tile laying game. This is the game that coined the word meeple, and we love it. This comes with inns and cathedrals, traders and builders, the abbot, the river, the flying machines, the fairies, the messengers, the gold mines, mage and witch, the robbers, and the crop circles, as well as the base game, of course, all in one nice big box. And yeah, if you like Carcassonne or know somebody who likes Carcassonne, this is the best way to get into it, because it's way more inexpensive than buying all of the expansions separately. Highly recommended. Okay, and here we have a full case of Seven Wonders. Seven Wonders second edition, in fact. Awesome game by Antoine Bauza. This is a card drafting game, which means you have a hand of cards. You pick a card, you play it in front of you, and then you pass the your hand of remaining cards over to the person next to you, and they do the same, so that all the hands pass around. And you're going to keep doing that until all but one of the cards in everybody's hands is played, and you're going to discard the remaining card and then do it again with a new hand of cards. You do that 3 times. There's 3 ages in Seven Wonders. There's different kinds of cards that have different kind of scoring mechanisms, and some of the cards are used to power or pay for other cards. Very, very fun game. It says here on the back of the box, more than 1 million copies sold. I believe it. This is one of those evergreen games that we call them in the industry that will always be popular and always be looking for a new shelf to find. So if you haven't played Seven Wonders, highly recommend you come down to the cafe and try it when you're allowed. Until then, you can take one home. So we were actually completely out of the Cities and Knights expansion for Catan, which I never want to be completely out of that. So here is one of those. This is for some people, it's their favorite expansion for Catan. And yeah, there it is. We have a restock of the original version of Patchwork. This is a very, very good 2-player game, also by Yuri Rosenberg, also spatial and with shapes. You are trying to, also kind of like Calico, but with different types of pieces, you're trying to build a quilt out of different patches. In this one, you're using tetromino shapes. In Calico, you're using hexagonal tiles. But in both cases, you're trying to build a quilt. This one is not in order to attract cats, though, unlike Calico. Very, very good game for specifically 2 players. And then here we have the restock I was promising you of Res Arcana. This is a great game that plays amazingly well at 2, 3, and 4 players. It is a card game. There's like 40 something cards in the game. Each game you get a random assortment of 8 of them, and then you get 2 random mages dealt to you. That's your like identity that has a special power. You pick one of them, and then you have to just figure out, how do I make these 8 cards work together to have a good way to play this game and score enough points that I win. You're trying to get to 10 points first before your opponents, and that's it. Very, very easy to learn game. There's a very simple iconography in this that is very easy to learn. Lots and lots of fun. Highly replayable because of the variable deck aspect of it. I can't recommend this one enough. Just absolutely love Res Arcana. So this is this for Stuffed Fables? I'm not sure. I mean, it's right on top of Stuffed Fables, so it might be, but yeah, we're out, so I can't check. But this is either an promo for that, or maybe for Obscurio. I think it's for Stuffed Fables, but I'll have to double check. So Stuffed Fables is a very, very fun game that's aimed at children. You want to play this with your kids, parents and kids together, or just parents like adults can play it together. It is a good game to play, and it's an adventure book game. And yeah, we've been bringing these in a couple at a time, and it keeps on selling out right away. Maybe we should be bringing in more, but we also have the Oh Brother expansion in. So Stuffed Fables back in stock, maybe with a promo, if that's what it belongs with. I think so. Makes sense. Okay, so Xavier thinks this is for Obscurio, and I do too. I think I recognize this from the past, receiving this with Obscurio. Here we have a restock of Just One, which is, what was this, 2019 Spiel des Jahres winner, and very, very deserving. We play this all the time as a warm-up game while we're waiting for people to arrive. Quick setup and teardown, literally takes seconds. Super easy to play. It's a word guessing game, and it comes with nice colored pens and these plastic trifold things to write on. Game of the year for a good reason. This game, we will play this game, I'm sure, for the next 30, 40 years. It is amazing. It is so fun. Really popular at the cafe as well. Oh, here they are. Remember I said we were gonna need the vampires. Well, first of all, let's get the non-vampire thing out of the way. This is a special order. This is Abzu's Bounty. It's an adventure book for the Expanse role-playing game. If you've seen the Expanse TV show, that's what this is about. It's a very cool role-playing game based on that book and that TV series. Okay, now we have Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. We have the standard cover and the cool alternative hobby cover. This is the limited edition one. They only do one printing of this, and it's only available at retailers. And then this is the one that'll be available after those sell out. So we've only brought a couple of these in because most people at the beginning are gonna want these special ones. And we have a lot of these already spoken for, because Ravenloft is a very popular setting in the D&D world, and going back many decades, in fact. So it's exciting that this is now out. We have a whole bunch of these left, and well, not a whole bunch, we have like 4 maybe. So if you'd like one, come on down. It'll be released on Tuesday, so I can't release this, even though it's Friday, I can't release this until Tuesday. So we might do a special thing on Tuesday for people, being open for a little bit for people to pick these up, because I know a few people want them right away. Otherwise, next weekend they'll be available if there's any left. There you go. When you hear that cracking sound, that means they've used really high quality cardboard to ship these, because they do not want them to get damaged in shipping. And of course we don't either. This is the case of Sleeping Gods I was telling you about. So thank goodness they look to be in perfect condition. These are all going pretty much right now in the mail to get off into the mail Friday afternoon. It is 4:23. We have till 5 o'clock to get them in the mail. So with that, I wanted to say just again, thank you so much for watching these videos. Special 100th unboxing. Super excited to have Calico, After the Empire, Sleeping Gods, so many special orders. The community support has been great. People using us for the games that they're interested in, even if it's stuff we don't stock regularly, means a lot to us that you think about us. And yeah, we hope that everybody's getting vaccinated so that we can open our doors again soon to have people come in and play games. Our business will depend on that happening soon in order for us to make it. So please do put as much peer pressure as you need to with your friends and family to get them to get their vaccination as soon as possible, since we have tons of supply now. We're getting even more vaccine supplies than we were expected. So great news, and hopefully good news for the Board Game Cafe this summer. We'll see. So again, got to wrap it up short. Got to get these in the mail. Thanks very much for watching. Stay safe. Get your shot. It's our shot. Let's do it. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.